All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live Asian session. I'm your host for tonight's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Rand Carthage. And we're definitely happy and grateful for all of you being here with us as we look to close out this week. So, without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions. Grab a pen and paper, take lots and lots of notes as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in the Forex market, see what's setting up for the weekly close and moving into next week. So if everybody can hear me loud and clear, drop me a 1 in the chat. Let me know we're all on the same page, ready to go. All right, Jerry, I see you beneath. Joy, everybody. All right. Appreciate it. Let me make sure everybody has control over their microphones. I think we are good and all set. So let's jump right to it. So we had today, we had the PPI come through. And we look at the core PPI came through 0.5, right? And the PPI month over month came through at 0.7% above forecast, right? So things just continue to line up and play to the Fed's narrative. So for those of you who may be a little bit newer and don't know, right? So the PPI is the change in the price of finished goods and services sold by producers, excluding food and energy. All right, so very, very important key data points when we continue to keep an eye on what? Inflation. Okay, so came in above forecast, and we'll take a look at the DXY here shortly, and we'll see that the dollar is definitely making a move to the upside. We'll see how long that can sustain itself. I didn't get a chance to take a look at what the house demand statement. So that's something I'll catch up on that. But you did have the Reserve Bank of Australia, Governor Lowe, speak. And this was important, especially coming off of their employment data. And you can see here that he said, if we have another weak employment report, we may evaluate if the labor market is still tight. Low January jobs numbers had a little impact on expectations for more rate hikes. All right, so we still have inflation issues across the board, right? Because they've gotten so high. Okay, so we have to continue to keep an eye on that in regards to inflation. I am still hovering. I want to see if the Aussie can catch some bids to the upside and start making a move that I'm looking for. So we'll keep a close eye on Australia, and then just the market overall, right, in regards to risk on, risk off there. So I gotta get caught up on that because I missed that the Bank of Canada governor was speaking today. So need to get caught up on that. Other than that, that is it. If we come over, we take a look at trading economics, and we can see that, right, we got a headline. The U.S. producer prices rise most in 7 months. We also see that Bitcoin hit a 6-month high, going towards 25,000. So we've got a rally in your cryptos. So we'll see if we can take a quick look at Bitcoin tonight. So U.S. future slip on Fed rate hike fears, right? So we're up and we're down, which is why you see we pay close attention to those ABCD waves, because these are the things that move the market, right? So we just think it's best that you follow the waves. All right. So with that being said, let's take a look at the DXY, and we see, right, catching a bid this week, right? So that's 1, 2, now headed towards the close of this week, 3 weeks, right, of upward momentum on the DXY. If we come over, right, to the daily, you can see, right, didn't get the 8 taken out, found some support, and now we're back above that 12,864, that daily level there, continuing to push along. All right, if we come to the 4, we had this little zone. It's rectangle saying, hey, are we going to break above the highs? And that's exactly what we did. So if we come here and clear it out, you can see that we not only broke, we retested that level. Okay. Broke through, retested, right? Nice reactions. Buyers came in, caught bids on the DXY, and now we are moving long, right? So inner to outer trend line, probably gonna move below beyond that up to this weekly resistance level and this high. Okay, so we've got a bullish dollar right now as we look to close out the week. Any questions on the DXY? All right, so it's running. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Sure, got everybody taken care of. Ryan, happy Thursday, sir.
Happy Thursday, bro. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. The question is, how you doing?
Hey, we good, man.
Good.
Finished that session. We were also able to get back in the house, so we just
right.
eating dinner now, but getting things straightened back up.
All right, making sure you ain't crying or nothing.
No, not yet.
Good deal, good deal. So we got a strong dollar, man. Push along on us right now. We'll see how long it sustains itself. So yeah. So we'll see. So first thing we'll do, let's take a look at some of these dollar pairs, right? As this dollar is running, it's catching it. It's Asian session and it's moving, right? So, but if you go over everybody and you look at, right, look at your 10-year and your 2-year on the yields, right? So now we've got did that take out that high? It's about to. So where are we at on the 10-year? We're at 3.89, right? That return, and on the 2-year, 4.67. So you got a game of chicken going on here. Yeah, but we're not seeing the stock prices fall too much. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's chicken for real that they're playing, right? The markets and the bond market, because I don't know. You get a lot of risk in the stock market. If I can get a return, 3.89 on the 10-year, 4.67 on the 2. I don't know what you think, Ryan. You think you allocate some money towards bonds?
Man, listen. Yep. Yep.
Right? Yeah.
It's interesting, dude.
Oh man. What a game. What a game that's being played, right? What a game. Look at that moving up like that. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. But that's your dollar. That's your DXY pushing to the upside, right? Right. Capital flows. That's what you got going on. You can lock that in. Full faith and credit of the United States government. I think I might take that. I'm a big player. I don't know if I'm keeping a ton of money in the stock market. We shall see. We shall see. All right, so there we are. So let's take a look at. We'll start right at. My screen decides to work again. We'll take a look at the Aussie dollar. Right. Right. I told you about Wayne. Wayne got short in palladium, didn't I? I told you that.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
I'm like, palladium? I don't even trade. It's short palladium up over $1,000 on one mini lot. I thought that was amazing watching that, but yeah, it's a crazy game out here. Crazy game. So definitely more than one way to skin a cat. So here we are on the Aussie dollar, right? And you see it continuing to correct. So we've got a bearish week going on. And we could come in here and we see we're right at the 50% level, 68.55, right? We were talking about it potentially touching that level. It's looking like it's trying to break it. So previous day, we didn't close. But now, right, that momentum is pushing right back to the downside. So if we come to our 4 hour, and this good old 80-20. I think we're gonna get that target, Ryan. What do you think?
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
we'll come in.
My bad, I was on mute. But yeah,
That's all right.
I'm definitely looking at that first target too.
Yep. I think that's gonna slam that target. So all of this mess, right, is trying to gravitate to that 382. Yeah. So it puts you right around into that zone with that trend line too that we got running to the upside. So we'll continue to watch that. So it's amazing how these waves work, right? Wasn't too long ago, it looked like the dollar was falling off the cliff. Now it's making a run to the upside, right? So you got the dollar being a counter currency in the pair, and you're seeing price sell off, right? So because we got a strong dollar, so it look like we're gonna close eventually below this 68.55 level and come in at that TP1. So that's the Aussie dollar. Any questions on that? If you missed the move, no worries. Always another setup just around the corner. Just continue to be patient. Just continue to be patient. Right. Now this whipsawed all over the place. But even off this 127 zone, right? That initial drop before it pulled back pretty heavy was what? 160 pips or so, something like that. Before it took back up to the upside. Okay. So retested the cloud, 4 hour support. So that's a good move, and it didn't even get to the 382, right? So all types of opportunities there. So that is the Aussie dollar. We'll come down and we'll take a look at the Euro USD since the dollar is moving. All right. So it's looking like, right, that weekly 80-20 is starting to take hold a bit. So maybe it leads back down to 104.83 over time.
We might get there, man.
Yeah, I think so too, the way it's moving. That's why I asked myself that question all day, like, man, is this sustainable for the dollar? But I guess those bond yields keep moving to the upside. Capital flows keep moving into bonds. We might of course we'll have a correction, but the dollar might continue to catch bids. So here we are on the daily. It's just continuing to make that B2C move. We're into the cloud now. All right, there's that 104.83. And there's the weekly 382 way down there. I don't know about that, but we shall see. And here we are on the 4, all right? The importance of staying patient, all right? So we 1, 2, 3, and we finally broke that 106, that 4 hour level. We're pushing deeper. We're moving shorter, okay? So that's continuing to retrace into the boundary. And so here, right, I know some people in the group played this 1 hour 80-20. There we go. Here's your 1 hour 80-20. So we came in at TP1 and most likely gonna get TP2 and maybe even beyond that. All right. So that was a good move. Keep stops wide, right? If you choose to trade that way. Some people like type stops, that's fine, right? I tend to like to trade small. Keep the stops wide when I take these positions, right? So 382 there, 261. So yep, you went in drawdown, right? 80 plus pips or so. But if we come in at that TP2, that's 347. Price never hit the D. Never hit that D extension. All right. So that's where we are on the Euro USD. We'll see how far it wants to decline. Any questions on the Euro USD?
No, sir.
Pretty clean moves. What else do we have? I'm just excited to be getting some decent price action at the end of the week.
Heck yeah.
catching it a little bit late this week. So here we are on the pound dollar, right? So look, that's kind of similar to what we saw, right? On the Euro USD. This is always when you're doing your top-down analysis, right? Not even so much looking at the fundamentals, but just from a technical perspective. When you see something like this there, that's a clean evening star, right? That's a clean evening star there. See how that was pushing bullish, and then you had a week where it was indecisive, and then we closed bearish. That's a pretty good sign, right? That's a nice bearish engulfing candle, and you can see how it tried to retest it, right? Let's retest it to see if this downside move is real. And you see how it likes to test 50%. We always say at least 50% of the candle. You see how price action for 2 weeks straight tried to test that level, test a big bearish candle, and look at it collapsing, right? So we're probably going to come back down to 118.39. Okay, that's a possible target, near-term target. That's doable, right? So that's just before that 382, and you can see how we're moving below that level. Okay, and we know that is doing it in waves on the lower time frame. So if we come down to the 4, you see, right? There's that 118.39, and there's that TP1. Okay. Similar price action with these dollar crosses, right? But at 80-20 nonetheless. And now we're just slow and steadily declining to that 382. Okay. And that's why we love teaching this method, because you could trade small, you could drip into micro, 2 micros, right? Let it get going in your direction, you know, if you want to, and then add, because these are large moves, right? We could do our thing on the 15-minute and then the 5. Yep. But these swings, right? These major swings, this is what you like to see. Okay. So that's where we are. We're at this 119.58 level. You can see here. Now it's starting to push below it. Okay. Hey, can't tell you exactly when it's going to get there. But at some point in time, it's likely to get there. Any questions on the pound dollar? Y'all getting the hang of this? Drop me a 2 in the chat. Get the feel for it. All right. It's really simple when you get it. You click on your charts. Am I in my sweet spot zones? Especially on your larger swing, right? Especially because we see how they take time, right? But they accumulate. They accumulate. So in your swing account, right, you just accumulating pips, right? A little bit different than an account where you're day trading and things like that, and you're in and out. All right, different style, both very effective. Okay. All right, so that is the pound dollar. Let's go and take a look at this NZD USD. And I get it on these larger swings. It's like watching paint dry, you know. But it's very effective. Look, same type of price action pattern, right? Coming back down to retest support 61.89. Look at that. How it wicked out, it came right back. We've seen that now like 3 times. Here we are. 80 bound. Right? Look at us pushing into these levels. Okay. Up retracement zone. See what happens if we come in at the 61.89 and see if we get a bounce. But those type of scenarios kind of set you up, right, on those lower time frames for those 80-20 plays on your lower time frames. When they come into those major levels of support and you drop that fib to the downside and you run right into that 80-20, that's how, even though we're looking at these longer term swings, that's how you get those monster setups, right, and those corrections. But look at the price action. Right? You could take the pair off, right? And you'll know Like, man, that's got to be a dollar. That's got to be a dollar cross. Similar price action. Look at it. Look at it bouncing around. Coming into a level just before TP1. Same scenario, same setup. Once you frame your charts out consistently, you start to see the pattern. You start to see the patterns. So it's working its way down. So that's where we are on the NZD USD. So you keep an eye on this weekly support level, and we'll come down to our 1 hour, our 15 minutes to see, okay, maybe eventually, see that there? How, right? Here was a potential 80-20 setup, didn't quite get there, bounced, and then look, it just collapsed, right? Hit the 382, and then it just collapsed, right? So now we're looking at this level here, and you say, you know what? We get down, right? Retest this level here, there's 61.89. There's that daily 382. Here's our D extension. So you may very well eventually end up where you get a monster 80-20 in this zone for a correction back to the upside that you can play on your 1 hour or your 15-minute chart. So you can kind of start to forecast some things for those counter trend type moves. All right, so look at that. Set pushing down. Right. All types of stuff going on once we get into this zone. So you try to start thinking ahead. All right. So that's the NZD USD. Any questions on that or anything in general so far? You know, kind of blazing through these pairs. Don't hesitate to take your microphone off mute or put it, you know, put something in the chat. All right. Okay. Keep it moving. So that's the NZD USD, the dollar Swiss. Thank goodness. All right. I was starting to think this dollar Swissy. I lose my daily chart. All right. I'll fix that. But you can see here, I was starting to think that it was just going to hang out forever in the basement. But we're moving to the upside now. Okay. So there we go. Right. Nice swing. Nice swing. So I'm looking for more upside momentum on that. Let me fix this real quick. This daily chart in. So take these levels down. Like, you know, I'm not so concerned when you're swing trading. I'm not so concerned about when it's going to happen as opposed to making sure that I'm trading good levels, right? Good high probability levels. All right. There we go. So now we're starting to get that push. Starting to get that push. Oh, we got some resistance coming. Right. It's choppy on the way down, so that creates a lot of levels on the way back up. Okay. A lot of swing highs. So first we got to fight through this level to continue long. All right. And we got another one here before we get to that weekly level. Just like that. So there it is. Okay. Finally starting to get some momentum. I see how long this dollar continued to push. And then we were talking about this crown, right? I mean, this head and shoulders, my bad. Even neckline there. And it danced around a little bit, but same principle, right? Now, right at this level is where we have this neckline, okay? So if we break that neckline, we're gonna look to continue and get long. So this needs to be adjusted. Why? Because we have a new high. Here was the previous high. We broke it, retested the backside of the trend line. Now we have a new high. So we need to take our trend line and adjust it like that. Bang. We can see if we can work our way through this zone. Okay. Any questions on the dollar switch? Patience definitely pays. Nope. All right. Okay. So let's take a look at this UJ. My goodness. See what's going on here. Yeah, I know this has to be moving on a tear, right? Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful swing low. Man, look at that move. Right? Strong this week on the dollar. We are climbing up into the zone. Okay. So we're at 90%. We still got some room to go to be at 100%. So let's look at it like that. All right. We know we've got fibs coming down. This is pushing bullish, right? 134.73. Here's that D extension, 136.07. Move down to the 4. That move. All right. What is that? 135.19 for a 4-hour D. Look at that pullback. Look at that wick, how it reacted right at that 61.8 up against 4-hour support. Look at that move. I didn't even catch this one, right? Did you play it? Did you? I missed the UJ completely. I don't know. So
No, I didn't take it.
yeah, I know. But look at that U-turn. All right. That's one you screenshot there. That's textbook. That's a textbook break. Look how you had your range, right? Look how it pushed down to retest. Look how it then broke. That was an explosive move, and look at the correction and the pullback. It takes time, right? You're on a 4-hour chart, but look at that move. Okay. Look at that move off that level, right? That's 335 pips from the 10th through the 16th. It's gonna be a great year, everybody. Yep. Took an entire week on a 4-hour, and that's actually pretty fast for 335 pips on a 4-hour, especially with the way the dollar's been acting. Look at that. Yep. An entire week. Right. So you just start to build that the picture in your head, like, you know what? If I trade small and I grow my account, however you do it, through a prop, through your own, right? Put the money aside. And if I trade small now and I get consistent at finding these type of moves, right? You just have to think to yourself all the time, like, what is life going to be like when I get to being able to trade these type of long-term swings at a standard? When I get my account to the size where I can just routinely, right? Hey, 1%, 2%, that's a standard, right? I can trade that at a standard and I can just let these trades run, right? When I get to that level, when I can just let these trades run at a standard, just like I used to let them run at 1 micro. Think about that, because it's the same concept. It's the same setup. It's the same process, the same approach, everybody. That's the magic of this thing. That's why we say focus on, hey, can I master catching the pips? Because the money will come. 335 pips is the same amount of pips, whether you're trading at 2 micros or $5 a pip. Doesn't matter. Everybody follow me on that? Drop me a 3. Think about that, right? Think about that before you rush, right? And say, you know what? I got to have this trade today. I have to have this money now. Think about how powerful that is, what I'm saying here. right? So you don't have to rush and blow your accounts. Just focus at becoming a better pro, right? And those paydays will come. And what's crazy is when you get to that level, right, you're gonna make it look easy. But we all know in the inner circle the type of dedication and hard work and the failing forward, right, that it had to take for you to get to that level. But man, like 335, even at $2 a pip, think about that. I'm talking about a standard, $1 a pip. Think about how that can change things. And when you think about it from that perspective, it calms you down. At least for me, it calmed me down a whole lot. Like, hey man, just slow down. Right? You don't have to trade a standard $2 account. If you on a $2,000 account, if you're risking 1%, that's $20. Right? You're not there yet. Right? Thousands on the standard, right? Right. You're giving yourself a raise. You're not dependent on one from the job. You're cool. Right? You trading that at $2 a pip. Listen, you trading that at $2, $3 a pip, eventually you end up working your account, getting into a standard, you're gonna go to work real happy. There's nothing anybody can tell you standing by the water cooler at work that's gonna ruin your day. Trust me. At that point, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. So that's how you have to think about this thing, right? But that's a nice move. It's moving along, right? Look at that. This has just been explosive, right? No correction yet, right? No correction. Dollar's running, right? We said that about these yen crosses too, right? How they can make a run. This right now is just the dollar doing its thing. But this is why we talked about too, like, hey, don't get over index on all your yen crosses or any particular pair because they can make runs, right? We don't control that, right? Now we're not quite to that D yet. We got this resistance here at 134.73, so you could see a correction prior to the D. But this is why risk management is important, right? Risk management is important. But that's the 1 hour play there. You can see how it danced around. This is what we talk about, where price starts to stall on you, and you start to have that battle at this level. We see it frequently. Look here, right? Where it had that fight, and now it's testing this resistance level. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. But definitely, we've got a bullish dollar for sure. Okay. So that is the UJ. Let's take a look at the UCAD. I thought I was forgetting one. Right? Now this one has just been a whole bunch of mess, right? So this has been kind of all over the place, but when you look at it from a higher time frame, it's like, hey, it worked its way back down to support, right? So overall, yes, it's been bearish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, the dollar was selling off, moved sideways a little bit, and now we're starting to break out. So as we move down to the daily, you can see where, yep, we had it coming down, the fib coming down, but now it's just going back and forth. So definitely not my favorite pair to trade at all. But especially on the lower time frames, you can make some plays on it. But this is going long right now. But we're starting to get what was I just reading on investing.com? They might have changed the story. There was something positive about oil that I was reading. But anyway, the dollar's ruling the day right now. But you can see we're still in that. This is just a choppy mess, right? Ryan, are you trading this at all? The dollar CAD?
No, I'm not in it.
No, me
Looking at
either.
the bottom of the higher time frame, but it wasn't what I was looking for, so I didn't take it.
Yeah, me either. I haven't done anything with this in a while, but let's look at this. Looks like so. Take these fibs off of here. Just look at the levels to clean it up like that. So yeah, there you go. Here. So we'll just continue to watch it, right? Are we gonna break and retest these levels? Okay. Definitely got some room above this 135.19. If it can get there and make the play, there's another high right there. But yeah, if it continues to break out, then I'll look, right? When we really get some good trend and price action going on. We'll just look off that lower leg, off that double bottom. There we go. Take this off. That's I don't know if that's right. See something. I kind of took my eyes off of this one. There we go. That's more like it. Off that low, right? So that could be a potential 80-20 there, right? Because you got that 135.19 level that may serve to be pretty strong, right? So nothing yet, just waiting on it. See what happens if we get a push up into that zone. Then we'll see. Then we'll see. That's all I got on the dollar CAD. That one might be interesting if we get to this level. Let's continue to watch. Any questions on the dollar CAD? As choppy as it is, it might be oh yeah, is that on the you're in the buy on the UCAD?
Yeah, Benny.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Good. Where'd you enter? Might not have it in front of you right now.
1-3-4-4-2-6.
1-3-4-4-2-6.
Yeah.
So you've been watching this one. Good job, man. 1-3-4-2-6. I couldn't figure out what it wanted to do, so I left it alone. Oh yeah. Yeah, so you're up. Look at the test. Oh. All right. Awesome work. All right, let's see if it can continue to move up. Hitting those pits. I love it. Good job. Good job. Thanks for sharing that. All right. So that is it on the dollar pen. Oh, I want to take a look at gold, right? Let me see here. XAU USD, right? Should be shortened to the downside. Yes, indeedy. Ooh, look at that. It's gonna be a new weekly high. My goodness, I had to watch this level here. That good old up retracement zone. Look at that. Came right into that 118. It's been collapsing ever since. Boy, when the fundamentals meet the technicals. Right? Maybe we come back down to 1796. Nice. It's about to take it out right here. Look at that. Anybody short on gold? I'm not a big trader of gold, so. Any gold traders in the group?
I usually traded, but I haven't traded this week at all.
No.
Yeah, I didn't trade it this week.
Yeah. It's made a nice move. Not a fan. Me either. It could be pretty volatile. It's definitely fundamentally driven. So yeah, I tend to leave it alone.
Yeah, last week it was very volatile, and I was like, you know what, this thing is just not going the way I want it to
I don't know, right? Look at all of this whipping around and stuff like that. I mark it up, but I don't look at that. Oh my goodness. Kind of wish I did. Man, oh man, oh man. It was all over the place though. My gosh.
Didn't take the A
Yeah.
out, so more than likely it'll turn around. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know. I think it might press the 96 level. We got the dollar making a run late, man. Late this week. Super, as far as that push that I'm seeing right now off the dollar, I don't know how long that's gonna last. It's gonna go into Friday and into the weekend. We'll see when the market opens again next week. Yeah, it may find some support. It's weird. Weird.
Hey, Benny, can you run your
Yes,
fib to
sir.
the downside off that one,
Yeah, I sure can.
please?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's finishing out. What a run. What a run. Like we say, it doesn't matter the asset class. Still turned over and did its thing. Congrats to people that are short. For sure. All right. Well, that's gold. Good stuff. Take a look at this crude. I was reading about today, like some demand optimism, but I don't know if I'm quite sold on that yet. Sold on that. So, yeah, we're just stuck in between this level. That's another high that it just formed recently. See? So I dropped that in. So that's a new level of resistance. So below 80.59 or whatnot. That zone. This lower. That off. It did, mate. It did, mate. It did. It did. We'll take a look at it, that cat again. So we'll continue to see how that works out. Here we are on the 4. You can see that price turning over. What do you say? Right? Got it mapped out as a range. Ran the fib off the low. Look at that level. Straight railroad tracks, right? Bullish engulfing followed by bearish engulfing. We'll see how it plays. See how it plays out. See how it plays out. So that's oil. Let's take a look at that cat again. Yep, look at that. Strong, right? Price is finding weekly support levels. We've seen that multiple times tonight. Nice run, right? We're up into that extension off the low. Okay. Overbought a bit, like 91%. And where we at, right? Bullish. That happened so fast there, it didn't even catch that level. That's a 786. It didn't even deactivate. It didn't pick that up. But it's holding that support right here. Right. So maybe we continue to move long to that extension. It's a nice move. Very nice move. Let's see what we look like on the 1. Doing the dance, right? Higher time frames. We know we're coming into some key extensions. We got a 236. It's holding above this level though. It's that 99.34. But it's dancing though. What you think, Ryan? Think that might push back down? It's in the zone. No, I don't know.
I don't know. That one's gonna be interesting, man, because it broke that level and it retested, and now it's hovering.
Gave a reaction out of the zone, though.
Yeah, it did.
Write that one down. Overall long, right? Yen crosses, but we see a lot of them, right? That's in that same zone, lining up for that correction. Yeah, to the downside from this high. Let's see this pullback, see if it's pulling back. Or you want it from the let me see, from way up high. That's the one. Okay. Yep. So technically, that one's done. This is our C high, A, B, C, right? That completed. This should be eventually flashing like this. Let me see. D, where's my low? Nope, that didn't give me swing low, so right there. Nice catch. Let's see what happens. That's how you have yours drawn. Awesome work. Awesome work. Thanks for sharing that, calling that out. Appreciate it. Because I definitely wasn't thinking about that. What's up, Vid?
Real quick,
We know
if you
it's
go to
in the,
you can go
what'd
to
you
the
say?
4 hours.
4 hour? Okay. Let's go to the 4.
See
What you thinking?
the 4 hour extension right there.
Right here?
Yeah. So if you mark it and put it all the way down to the lower time.
Sure. Sure. Let's do it. Think it might chase it?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting at.
Yeah. Higher time frames control the lower time frames, right? So we will see. We'll see who wins this battle. I love watching price action. That's just me. So we'll see what happens. But hey, listen, if this trade idea doesn't work to the downside and it pushes up, right? Then my man just set us up for a potential target and where we may get the ultimate reversal and the move back down, right? Because there's the D extension on this 1 hour fib. It's quite a ways away. So that just means in his zone, we got room. Right? So if this one doesn't play out, right? This one doesn't play out. That's okay because we got some other levels where it might make even more sense at that point because we've got a higher price and we want to short at the highest price possible. So that could be a good play. So this is the 4 hour 1.618. The extension. Fun times. Let's see.
And also
See
in
how
the
that
4
works.
hours, if you can go back to the 4 hours and draw the feed from 110.338.
10.338.
Yeah, all the way up.
Oh, you drop it. You want to fit from the high?
Yeah.
On a move down? Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. And my chart is choppy.
Yeah, this is a higher time frame move here.
Hmm.
Man, I was putting in work.
I know. That's what we need. So
Yeah, you see that?
I got that daily 382 marked for this one. Here at this level at 103. Yep.
Yeah, I have that too.
I see it. I see it. Yeah, and then I was just running it long. There we go. All right. So that's that daily 382 that we got marked there, down on the lower time frame. Nice work. Nice work.
We have news
That's what
tomorrow
my
too, for
What'd you
Canada.
say?
No, I said we have news tomorrow for Canada, so we'll see.
Oh yeah, I didn't even cover Friday on the what do we have tomorrow? We do foreign securities purchases. You never know these days. Anything get this price moving. People a little jumpy. Let me see. Friday the 17th. CAD. Yep. Yep. So we've got their PPI coming out. I'm surprised they don't have that highlighted. I think that's always important, no matter what country it is. The change in the price of raw materials, that's inflationary data.
Yeah. Governor Matthews came out today and said that yes, they're looking at pausing the rate this month just to see where things are. As they believe they're starting to see their rate hikes start to bring inflation down. However, he sees inflation staying elevated for quite some time. So there's nothing stopping them from going back to increasing interest rates to ensure that they have things under control. So it was more of a hawkish tone, even though they're going to pause this next cycle.
What kind of yo-yo type stuff is that? In the world, I just want to hear stuff talk. What kind of stuff?
It was interesting because he acknowledged that that inflation is still elevated, and there's the way it sounded was that they believe that it's going to stay elevated and they're going to have to go back to increasing. That's the way it sounded to me in reading the statement. So I don't know. It was definitely, he was towing the line for sure. But
yeah,
we'll see what the impact is.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough, right? Because everybody got so aggressive last year with hiking rates that they're worried about those lagging effects, so they don't want to overdo it. But it's like, man, he's talking about pausing. Are you trying to? I don't know. Who's lining them pockets? So I want to know.
Man.
Anyway, no, I get it. You want to keep that economy moving along. You don't want to scare the mess out of folks, scare them out the markets. So I get it. What I don't get is that smart trader hasn't fixed this mess yet. That's what I don't get. There we go. All right. So hey, I mean, I like it. Right. I like everything. There's good teamwork on this, right? Because I had to find that article about some optimism for demand on oil, which will help Canada. I think, what do they say? What do they say on Bloomberg? The market's catching up to the Fed. Like that's how they sell it, right? They weren't wrong. They're just catching up and coming around to what the Fed was talking. Right? So that's what the rhetoric was today. But I think as they start to come to the conclusion that like, yep, this is where we're gonna be. 5.25. I seen one report here in the United States, 5.35, as the potential neutral rate. Then they'll hold it there. But like I was listening to today, to be at 5%, historically, that's not bad. Everybody just got addicted to zero rates, right? 0% interest rates, right? For that period of time. But when you look at things historically, like this is typically where stuff is. So I think once they start to wrap their heads around that, they'll start to navigate through this stuff. And I think we'll keep rocking and rolling. So definitely I want to stay bullish on the CAD. especially versus this yen cross. And so that 382 target is a nice one to see if we can get it. All right,
Yeah,
that's 400 pips away, just about.
I was gonna say, bro, on that topic of those interest rates historically, I think they're trying to bet against the Fed because ultimately they're trying to keep themselves from a world of hurt because they overspent.
They did.
Those big businesses.
They did.
And they overspent drastically. It's not a small not a small piece, but in a major way they overspent and overinvested with the cheap money. And so now that variable rate that they got is increasing. Now they're in some trouble.
Get by that for sure, because what's odd is you're seeing these yields move to the upside, but you're not seeing the opposite reaction to the downside in the stock market necessarily with the same velocity, which tells me these folks are still pushing out here in this market thinking that there's a possibility that they may still pause and even cut rates, regardless of what they're saying. I think you still have some, on that team thinking that, because I'm like, this is 3.8, this is 3.89, right? It's 4.6 on your 2 year, like, but you're not seeing sharp declines in the stock market, at least yet. Right, at least yet. So I'm like, man, they're still out here thinking that the Fed might pause this thing. So we'll see. We will see. I hope they figure it out for everybody's retirement investment sake. I hope they keep it together. So that's where we are on that CAD yen. I wanted to look at. I know we're getting close to closing out. This Euro GBP, because it is still moving to the top side. So being that it looks like I just lost my daily and my 4-hour chart, I will just go to the one chart that I have, which is this Euro GBP on the 1. We're above the cloud, right? And we're starting to push right up into that 118, 127. So overall bullish. But we know when we get to this zone, hey, we know 80-20 zones when we see them, and you may get a correction. All right. But overall, for the long-term swing, staying bullish on the Euro GBP. It's been for once, been a pretty clean move. So still long on that. What else? That is all I have. These Aussies, just still waiting on them to catch bids, which I hope they do at some point. I'm trying to wait patiently on them for some of these longer term swings to the upside, because I don't necessarily want to be bearish on the Aussie right now, but it's still just kind of hovering, right? It's a mess, really, just sitting there, like for this Aussie Swissy. So we'll see what happens. Those may take a while, but some good setups out here, everybody. It's good to see some price action towards the end of the week. Hopefully that means that the momentum will pick up and we get a lot more setups going into next week. But that is all I have. Any questions from anybody before we close out? Appreciate you all hanging in there. Great work, by the way, on the charts and the dialogue and finding the setups and these levels. It's a beautiful thing that lets us know that we're doing okay, right? Yeah, we're good. You're welcome. Ryan, anything to add before we close out on this Thursday night?
No, sir. Great week, everybody. Great week. Let's keep that engagement happening in the Discord, man. It's awesome to see. It's awesome to be a part of. We want to continue to see everybody growing. So great work. Great session, bro.
Appreciate it. Hey, everybody have a good rest of your night and enjoy your Friday and Saturday, right? 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Forex Weekly Ritual. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You're welcome.